Well, we're 23 sellout shows in Edinburgh, so that's where the idea came from. It's only one component of the show, but it's basically the interview element of the show. But I've been paying close attention to you, Per, over the years, and I think I've got the technique.
Just do everything we don't.
Yeah.
No, I'm emulating you.
Alex,
following your footsteps.
there's a lot of controversy over this and you doing it as well. Lots of politicians, including Nicola Sturgeon, has suggested it wasn't the right thing. Although I'm sure she's very entertaining, she wouldn't necessarily recommend it because there are suggestions that Russia Today is state-funded and it's just a mouthpiece for Putin. Are you worried about that controversy?
No, I think people should watch the show. And once they watch the show, I think a lot of that criticism will dissipate. I mean, RT can't be a propaganda station because it's regulated by Ofcom. I mean, it's licensed and regulated by Ofcom in this country. If it was a propaganda station, it'd be taken off the air. So it can't be, even if it wanted to be.
But they can choose what they do and don't broadcast.
But I choose what I broadcast in my show. I mean, for example, the big interviews with Carlos Puigdemont. It was like a Bond movie. So we got secret messages to interview him in exile in Brussels this week. But also, I mean, I've got Crispin Blunt talking about gay rights. Making a direct appeal to Russian parliamentarians. Now, we'll see in a few minutes on Sky 512 platform, if they broadcast that, they will broadcast it, I'm sure. But people said you won't be able to talk about gay rights. Yes, we do.
So you're confident that your show doesn't feel like it is a mouthpiece for Putin.
Well,
however, there are other things on the channel which do appear to be more like that. For instance, some of the things that have been broadcast on the news on that show, that 9/11 was an inside job, that, Russia... well, all sorts of things, actually, that a chemical attack in Syria was actually BBC stage managed, and that, the downing of the MH17 was actually by Ukrainians as opposed to what's widely thought may have been Russian separatists. So you're part of something which is speaking the words that we understand Putin wants spoken.
Well, I mean, I'm only responsible for my show, and it's independently produced.
You and I both know, Alex, because you're a politician.
Kate,
you and I both know if you stand on a platform with someone that's saying something and you're conscious that you're on that platform, you are going to be associated
Well,
with
I don't know if guilt by association is a wonderful concept, but nonetheless, RT in the UK is sanctioned by Ofcom. If it was a propaganda station, it'd be taken off. Now, sometimes it is sanctioned.
I'm talking personally, never mind Ofcom.
Kate,
what are your personal feelings?
RT has been sanctioned by Ofcom, warned. But actually, it's had less warnings than ITV. It's had less warnings than Sky. And all of us have had less warnings than the BBC. So let's get this into context. If you're regulated as a broadcaster and approved, you can hardly say, we'll regulate this as a broadcaster in the UK, but listen, nobody should go on it. And also, 100 parliamentarians in the current House of Commons have been on RT shows. Not my independent show, but on RT shows, including the entire leadership of the Labour Party and every party leader apart from Theresa May.
Why is Nicola Sturgeon, why the Scottish Parliament, why are they all warning you about this? Why are they sort of suggesting they don't think it's a good idea?
Like, when you're in politics, and I had the same experience, you've got the Unca Gid, as I call him, of the Scottish press corps down your neck. So you take a kind of safety first. But the real test of this will be to watch the show. And what I just say to people, watch the show. I'm not telling them to turn it off just now and watch. They can watch it again at 6:30 and 11:30. Competing with other less wonderful shows than yours. But watch the show and then make a judgment. And I think a lot of the criticisms will dissipate. I mean, on the show is also Helena Kennedy, Baroness Helena Kennedy, the top Labour peer, probably the most notable human rights lawyer in this country.